What do you get when a bunch of ragtag rappers, amphetamine lovers, and hasty punch throwers play baseball? You get the '86 Mets, a team that redefined the game and brought a whirlwind of excitement wherever they went. These baseball rebels were no strangers to making headlines, both on the diamond and in New York's tabloids and front pages. With their taste for adventure and occasional scuffles, they were far from an ordinary bunch. In the words of pitcher Ron Darling, they were nothing short of a traveling rock show, leaving fans mesmerized wherever they played. Just like their beloved city, the '86 Mets embodied the fearless, bold, and relentless spirit of New York itself. They brashly carved their path to victory, mirroring the resilience of the city they represented. Plus, their unforgettable season etched its mark in baseball history, a chapter that fans and foes alike would never forget. From thrilling victories to off-field antics, this charismatic crew embodied the Big Apple spirit. They were a force to be reckoned with, both on and off the field, and their larger-than-life personalities outshone even the brightest city lights. You'd almost wonder how they managed to win the World Series amidst all the documented antics, but that's precisely what made the '86 Mets an iconic team that forever captured the hearts of fans worldwide. A season like no other, the '86 Mets delivered the kind of magic that only New York could conjure, leaving an indelible mark on baseball lore for generations to come. No doubt their story is something you definitely want to hear. So brace yourself, because you're about to experience 5 defining moments in the 1986 Mets season. Number 5. The Bar Fight. Amidst the wild roller coaster of the '86 Mets season, there was no shortage of off-field drama. And one of them we can't forget in a hurry is the bar fight. After facing a tough loss in Houston, the team rallied to celebrate the joyous arrival of infielder Tim Tuffle's first child at a lively spot called Cooter's Executive Games and Burgers. As the night wore on and the drinks flowed, the party showed no signs of slowing down, even after the bar closed its doors at 2 a.m. However, when Tuffle attempted to leave with an open beer, a uniformed Houston police officer, hired to provide security, intervened. A heated exchange followed, and a hot-headed Ron Darling rushed to his teammate's defense with what he later called a world-class sucker punch. Before long, the scene escalated into a shocking turn of events, and Darling was hurled through a plate glass window. Tuffle and Darling found themselves behind bars, arrested for aggravated assault of a police officer. 2 other pitchers, Rick Aguilera and Bob Ojeda, were also handcuffed and charged with hindering an arrest. The 4 Mets spent a grueling 11 hours in a holding cell inside the Houston City Jail before finally being released. Meanwhile, back at the Astrodome, their mischievous teammates couldn't resist a playful jab. They adorned their lockers with strips of black adhesive tape, mimicking jail cell bars, teasing their wayward comrades. In the end, the charges against Aguilera and Ojeda were dropped, bringing some relief. As for Darling and Tuffle, they had to face the music. They each paid a $200 fine and received 1 year probation. You'd think it was all over, right? Well, things were just about to get even more interesting. Number 4. The Base Brawl. It was a hot summer's day in Cincinnati, and the Mets were bringing the heat on and off the diamond. It might have started like any other normal game, but tensions would soon turn this match into an unforgettable slugfest. In the 10th inning, the Reds' Eric Davis, running for player-manager Pete Rose, stole third base in a daring move. But as he stood up, fate had other plans. Davis accidentally bumped into Mets third baseman Ray Knight, igniting a fiery confrontation. Words turned into shoves, and then, with adrenaline rushing, Knight unleashed a powerful right hook that sent shockwaves through the stadium. The benches emptied, and the field became a battleground of emotions. As the chaos unfolded, Mets outfielder Kevin Mitchell took matters into his own hands, tossing opposing players aside like mere ragdolls. But the Reds had a secret weapon in the form of pitcher John Denny, a skilled black belt in karate. With precision, he subdued the Mets' Gary Carter, employing a death grip on Carter's shoulder blade, and this became the highlight of the brawl. Number 3. Let's get Metsmerized. Inspired by the Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle, 9 Mets players took their swagger to the studio and dropped a boastful rap called Get Metsmerized. This catchy tune declared their intention to bring home a title for the city of New York, recorded after just 1 game in the regular season with 161 more games to go. Yes, they were that proud. While Get Metsmerized didn't exactly make waves on the music charts, the Mets had another surprise up their sleeves. They commissioned a song by Lee Palmer, the mastermind behind the famous Meow Mix jingle. This new anthem, titled Let's Go Mets, struck a chord with fans and went on to achieve an astonishing triple platinum status. The 4-minute music video for Let's Go Mets debuted on the Shea Stadium Diamond Vision during a thrilling late-season game. Packed with star-studded cameos, the video featured appearances by personalities ranging from the outspoken Howard Stern to the hirsute film critic Gene Shalit. It would soon become a regular fixture on MTV, spreading the Mets' infectious energy far and wide. Number 2. The Astronomical Victory. In a high-stakes battle, the Mets headed to the Astrodome with a slender 3-2 lead in the National League Championship Series against the Houston Astros. The stakes were sky high because a Game 6 loss meant facing the formidable Mike Scott in a decisive Game 7. And by the way, Mike Scott was a pitcher who had already defeated the Mets twice in the series. With their backs against the wall and down 3-0 in Game 6, the Mets summoned all their strength for a heroic rally, leveling the score in the top of the 9th and forcing the game into extra innings. The 14th inning saw the Mets take the lead, but their hearts sank as Astros outfielder Billy Hatcher blasted a home run off the left field foul pole. The game stretched on for an epic 16 innings, lasting an astounding 4 hours and 42 minutes. Finally, the Mets emerged victorious with a hard-fought 7-6 win. The celebration that followed was nothing short of wild, as champagne, beer, and hard liquor flowed freely. In fact, the team's charter flight back to New York turned into a raucous animal house in the sky. Players and their wives couldn't contain their exuberance, leading to some chaotic moments. Seats were broken, and overindulgence led to some unfortunate sicknesses. The cabin erupted into a food fight, with slices of chocolate cake flying through the air. This revelry reached unexpected levels when some players were spotted doing lines of cocaine in the bathroom, an alarming sight that would not be forgotten. The aftermath of this unforgettable airborne celebration resulted in United Airlines sending the Mets a hefty $7,500 bill for the damages. Number 1. Game 6. The icing on the cake for the Mets' extraordinary season came in Game 6 of the World Series. It had been a season of so much drama, and everything was down to their last game. They needed to do the impossible against the Red Sox. With the game swinging back and forth, the Red Sox took a 3-2 lead, but the Mets remained resilient. In the 8th inning, they tied the score against none other than Red Sox reliever Calvin Schiraldi, who had once been traded by New York before the season. As the game reached its climax, the Red Sox seemed destined for their first championship since 1918. Schiraldi retired the first 2 Mets hitters in the 10th inning, leaving Boston just 1 out away from glory. Hernandez, who was one of the Mets' stars, couldn't bear to watch the seemingly inevitable defeat and retreated to the clubhouse, where he watched the game on television. Even the scoreboard momentarily flashed "Congratulations, Red Sox," as the Red Sox's championship celebration seemed imminent. However, the game was far from over. Carter ignited a spark with a crucial single off Schiraldi, followed by Mitchell with another single, and then Knight. Stanley, who was Boston's pitcher, also uncorked a wild pitch that tied the score, setting the stage for a dramatic finish. In a heartbeat, the little dribbler off the bat of Mookie Wilson rolled between the legs of a hobbled Bill Buckner, who was the Red Sox's first baseman. As Knight dashed across home plate, the Mets triumphantly claimed the victory. Their indomitable spirit was rewarded with an incredible comeback and a Game 6 triumph that became the stuff of legend. Buoyed by their astonishing win, the Mets carried their sky-high confidence into Game 7. This time again, falling behind 3-0 in the 2nd inning, they refused to be deterred and clawed their way back to take the lead. With an 8-5 victory, the New York Mets captured the World Series, etching their names in history and giving their city a cherished memory to savor for a lifetime, and also earning a deserved reputation as the wildest baseball team of all time.